Good morning, gentlemen. Look at your reflection in the mirror today. Really look. What do you see? A man who's lived, who's experienced life's ups and downs, who's built something meaningful, but perhaps now feeling something's been lost along the way. That confidence, that vitality, that feeling of being completely alive in your own body. I understand. I've worked with thousands of men just like you. Men who wake up each morning wondering if that essential part of their manhood, that ability to perform, to satisfy, to feel complete, is slipping away forever. It's not just about the bedroom, is it? It's about who you are as a man. Today, I'm going to share something that the pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. Something so simple yet so powerful that it could change everything for you in just minutes each morning. No pills, no pumps, no embarrassing doctor visits or expensive surgeries. Just one exercise that targets the root cause of diminished blood flow down there after 60. But first, let me ask you something. How many mornings have you woken up disappointed? How many times have you felt less than the man you used to be? How many opportunities for intimacy have slipped through your fingers because your body wouldn't cooperate when you needed it most? You're not alone. At 60, 70, even 75, your body changes. That's nature. But accepting defeat? That's a choice. And today, I'm offering you a different choice. I remember John, a 68-year-old retired firefighter who came to me desperate after trying every pill on the market. "Doc," he said, "I've saved lives, raised children, built a home with my bare hands. How is it that I can't fix this one thing that matters so much to my wife and me?" 3 weeks after learning this one morning exercise, John called me with emotion in his voice. "For the first time in 5 years," he said, "I feel like myself again." What John discovered, what thousands of my patients have discovered, is that the problem isn't you. It's not age. It's not some irreversible decline. It's circulation. It's blood flow. It's the silent narrowing of crucial pathways that deliver life-giving blood to your most vital areas. And the miracle? These pathways can be reopened, restored, revitalized. The medical establishment wants you to believe that after 60, your only options are expensive medications with frightening side effects, invasive surgeries, or quiet resignation. They're wrong, and I'm about to show you why. Have you ever noticed how a garden hose works? When it's clear and open, water flows freely. But a small kink, a tiny blockage, and suddenly that powerful flow reduces to a trickle. Your body works the same way. The blood vessels that deliver blood to your manhood can become restricted over time. Stress, poor diet, lack of certain movements, they all contribute to this restriction. This morning exercise I'm about to share targets exactly this problem. It opens these pathways naturally, using your body's own mechanisms. It's not magic, it's science. Science that big pharmaceutical companies would prefer you didn't know about. Before I reveal this exercise, let me be clear. This isn't about becoming 20 again. It's about reclaiming what should still be yours at 60, 70, and beyond. It's about dignity. It's about connection. It's about looking your partner in the eyes with the confidence that comes from knowing your body will respond when it matters most. Now, here's the truth that changed everything for my patients. The single most effective exercise for improving blood flow, down there, is something I call the Pelvic Power Restore. It takes just 7 minutes each morning, requires no special equipment, and can be done in the privacy of your bedroom or bathroom before you even start your day. The Pelvic Power Restore works by targeting the deep pelvic floor muscles, the same muscles that control blood flow to your genital region. When these muscles weaken or become tense from years of sitting, stress, or inactivity, they literally choke the blood vessels that feed your sexual organs. No pill can fix that fundamental issue, but this exercise can. Start by standing with your feet shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent. Place your hands on your hips and take 3 deep breaths, feeling your belly expand fully with each inhale. Now, imagine you're trying to stop the flow of urine midstream. Feel those muscles contract? Those are your pelvic floor muscles, the gateway to improved blood flow. Hold that contraction for 3 seconds, then release completely for 3 seconds. That's 1 repetition. But here's the crucial part most men miss. As you contract, visualize warm energy flowing into your lower abdomen. This isn't just physical. It's connecting your mind to areas of your body that have been neglected. Do 10 repetitions, resting for 30 seconds after. Then move to the second phase. Still standing in the same position? Begin making small circular motions with your hips, as if tracing a small circle with your belt buckle. Start clockwise for 15 rotations, then counterclockwise for another 15. Feel the gentle stretch and awakening in your lower back and hip region. Finally, place one hand on your heart and one hand just below your navel. Take 5 deep breaths, imagining oxygen-rich blood flowing freely throughout your entire pelvic region. As you exhale, release any tension, any shame, any frustration you've been carrying about this part of your life. This complete sequence, done every morning before breakfast, begins restoring critical blood flow within days. But the full effects? They build over time, like compound interest for your manhood. Let me tell you about Richard, a 72-year-old who had given up. His wife of 46 years had stopped initiating intimacy because she couldn't bear to see the disappointment in his eyes when things didn't work out. "I feel like less of a man," he told me during our first meeting. "Like I've lost something I can never get back." After just 2 weeks of the Pelvic Power Restore, Richard noticed something changing. Morning responses returning. A fullness he hadn't experienced in years. By week 4, he and his wife had reconnected in ways they thought were relegated to memories. It wasn't just about the physical act, Richard told me later. It was about feeling complete again, feeling worthy of desire. What happens physiologically is fascinating. This simple movement sequence triggers a cascade of healing responses in your body. First, it releases tension in the pelvic floor, tension you probably didn't even know you were carrying. This immediate relaxation allows blood vessels to expand to their natural diameter. Second, the gentle motion increases nitric oxide production in your bloodstream, the same compound that ED medications attempt to influence, but without the side effects. Nitric oxide is your body's natural blood vessel dilator. More nitric oxide means wider vessels, which means more blood flow exactly where you need it. Third, and perhaps most importantly, it reestablishes the neural pathways between your brain and your pelvic region. Years of disappointment create a negative feedback loop where your brain actually begins to disconnect from these areas. The visualization component of the Pelvic Power Restore quite literally rebuilds these connections, reminding your body how to function as it was designed to. Now, I know what you're thinking. If this is so effective, why hasn't my doctor told me about it? The uncomfortable reality is that our medical system is designed around treating symptoms, not addressing root causes. A 7-minute exercise doesn't generate billions in revenue. A pill that needs to be taken for the rest of your life? That's a different story. I'm not suggesting you stop seeing your doctor or taking prescribed medications. What I am suggesting is that you add this powerful, natural approach to your morning routine and observe the results for yourself. And let's address another concern I hear from men your age. Isn't it too late for me? Haven't those muscles and blood vessels deteriorated too far? The remarkable resilience of the human body says otherwise. Studies on men in their 80s show significant improvements in muscle tone and vascular response with targeted exercise. Your body wants to heal. It wants to function optimally. Sometimes it just needs the right signal to begin that process. Consider David, an 81-year-old widower who had resigned himself to a life without intimate companionship after meeting a wonderful woman in his senior community. "At my age," he said, "I figured that part of life was over." After incorporating the Pelvic Power Restore for just 1 month, David experienced what he called a resurrection of sorts. 6 months later, he and his new companion were married. "I feel like I've been given a second chance at life," he told me at the wedding. Now, the Pelvic Power Restore isn't an overnight miracle. It's a process of restoration that builds momentum with consistency. Some men notice changes within days, a morning response they haven't seen in years, a fullness, an awakening. For others, it might take a few weeks of faithful practice. But the pattern is clear. Give your body the right inputs, and it will respond. Let me be clear about something else. This isn't just about sex. It's about blood flow to a region of your body that affects your overall vitality, your urinary health, your core strength, and yes, your sense of masculine identity. Improved blood flow to your pelvic region benefits every aspect of your health after 60. There's dignity in taking control of your health naturally. There's power in addressing causes rather than masking symptoms. And there's profound satisfaction in looking in the mirror and seeing not just who you were, but who you still are. I've seen the pelvic power restore transform lives. Men who had given up hope. Men who thought their best days were behind them. Men who believed that diminished function was simply the price of aging. They discovered what you're discovering today, that the right knowledge, applied consistently, can change everything. Remember Thomas, a 75-year-old who had been on blood pressure medication for decades? He began the Pelvic Power Restore primarily to address his intimate concerns. But 3 months later, his doctor was puzzled by his significantly improved blood pressure readings. The whole body benefits of improved circulation extended far beyond the bedroom. Thomas was able to reduce his medication under his doctor's supervision, experiencing fewer side effects and greater overall energy. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. No special equipment, no expensive supplements, no monthly bills or prescription refills. Just you, reconnecting with your body in a way that honors its natural design and capacity for restoration. Some men tell me they've added their own variations to enhance the effects. Harold, a 67-year-old retired teacher, found that doing the Pelvic Power Restore immediately after his morning shower, when his muscles were warm and relaxed, amplified the benefits. Michael, a 70-year-old who struggled with lower back pain, discovered that performing the exercise on a padded mat provided support while still activating all the essential muscles. Make this practice your own. Your body is unique. Your history is unique. The key is consistency and awareness. 7 minutes each morning, connecting with parts of yourself that may have been neglected for years, even decades. And here's something few men talk about, but many experience: the psychological freedom that comes with addressing this issue head-on. The confidence that flows into every area of your life when you know your body is functioning as it should. The weight lifted when you no longer worry about disappointment, embarrassment, or missed opportunities for connection. James, a 63-year-old executive, told me that the biggest change wasn't physical. Although those changes were significant, the biggest change was how he carried himself through the day. "I stand taller," he said. "I feel present in meetings. I look people in the eye with a confidence I thought was gone forever." And it all started with those few minutes each morning, reconnecting with my own body. As men, we're taught to push through pain, to ignore problems, to power forward regardless of what's happening beneath the surface. But there's no strength in suffering silently when solutions exist. There's no virtue in accepting defeat when victory is within reach. True masculinity has always been about adaptation, about using knowledge and wisdom to overcome challenges. The Pelvic Power Restore is your path to reclaiming what should never have been surrendered in the first place: your vitality, your confidence, your full expression as a man. Not through artificial means or temporary fixes, but through awakening your body's natural capacity for healing and restoration. Imagine waking up 1 month from now, feeling that morning response you thought might be gone forever, catching your partner's eye across the room and knowing, truly knowing, that you can follow through on the promise of that moment. Imagine the conversations you won't have to avoid, the moments you won't have to fear, the life you can fully embrace again. That's not fantasy. That's the reality I've witnessed in hundreds of men who made the simple decision to invest 7 minutes each morning in themselves. Men, just like you, who refused to accept that diminished function was their inevitable fate after 60. Your body has supported you through decades of life. It has worked tirelessly, day after day, year after year. Now, it's asking for your attention. Just 7 minutes of focused awareness each morning to restore what time and circumstances have constrained. Will you answer that call? Will you reclaim what's rightfully yours? Will you stand before that mirror tomorrow morning not just as the man you've been, but as the man you continue to be? The choice is yours. The knowledge is now in your hands. The potential for transformation awaits your decision. Don't miss our next video appearing on your screen right now. Click the card and discover how 3 common foods might be silently destroying your testosterone levels at night, and the simple evening ritual that can protect your manhood while you sleep. Your journey back to complete vitality has just begun. Take the next step now.